back to my channel. So today I'm just going to do a video about something I've always just found so interesting. I think I might do a series of like different kinds of secret societies, but we're going to talk about the big kahuna, I guess you will, of all of them, Bohemian Grove. So according to Wikipedia, if I cover this up too, it's because I'm self-conscious about it, but hopefully you can just listen to this video. Ignore my face. So according to Wikipedia, Bohemian Grove is restricted 2,700-acre campground located in Monterey, California. It belongs to a private gentlemen's club group called the Bohemian Club. The Bohemian Club was established in 1872, and in mid-July every single year, the Grove, that's what they call it, the Grove, hosts a 2-week camping trip for the most prominent men and leaders in the world. Only men, though. This group includes, like I said, prominent business leaders, elite political figures, sorry, it's been a while since I've filmed a video, government officials, former U.S. presidents, CIA, FBI, NSA, ABCDEFG directors, senior media executives, top movie directors and actors, and other people of power, and like I said, just men only. If a man stays a member for at least 40 years, they gain the status of old guard, which gives them reserved seating at events, top priority during Grove daily activities, which we'll talk about in a sec, and just other prerequisites that they get for being an elite member, I guess you will. And it's crazy to think that some of these men have been in this club for over 40 years. The club's motto itself is, "Weaving spiders come not here," which implies that no business talk or networking having to do with any non-members, and no outside talk of like business deals and other meetings. Yeah, no outside talk of any kind of business deals or meetings that go on during this camping trip. So it like pretty much means what happens here stays here, or, you know, don't bring the outside world into our little web. It's just weird. So a lot of important political and business deals have actually been developed at the Grove, which you could say is a good thing or a bad thing. The most famous being a Manhattan Project planning meeting held there in September of 1942, which led to the creation of the atom bomb, which makes me wonder. So I'm going to do a video probably later today, actually, so you'll probably either see it tomorrow or the next day. I live next to the Hanford nuclear site, which is part of the Manhattan Project, and I'm not gonna like expose it, but I definitely want to make a video about how it is to live here. You know, it's strange living in like a government-made town, pretty much. So I wonder if like the plan to create Hanford was also made at Bohemian Grove. Let's see. Besides these world-changing meetings, though, there's some really strange behavior that goes on there. Richard Nixon actually made an infamous comment talking about what goes on at the Grove, saying, quote, "The Bohemian Grove, which I attend from time to time, is the most," insert F word, that's talking about gay people, GD thing you can ever imagine. Then there's also darker accounts of what goes on there, which attendees swear is just all conspiracy theories. Sorry, I'm playing with this shirt. There's a woman named Fiona Barnett, which I want to do a video on her story too, but it is honestly the most dark thing I have ever heard in my life. And if you can stomach it, which I'm telling you, it's not just like dark like murder and stuff, like dark like cannibalism, satanic rituals and stuff that she witnessed. If you want to look her up on YouTube, she has some interviews where she talks about what she went through and what she saw, and it's crazy. But yeah, Fiona Barnett has shared her story of when she was sent to the Grove by the handlers of the child trafficking ring that she was in. She said she and other children were sent there, forced to be naked and play hide and go seek with the adult men there. And I won't say it, but you could imagine what happened when the children were found. So, and again, people at Bohemian Grove completely deny this, say that she's lying and making it up and all that. The land where Bohemian Grove is owned is owned by members of the club. They also bought up all the land like surrounding Bohemian Grove, so it's completely blocked off and secured. Owners have said that they use the surrounding land because it's all like a bunch of forest, and saying that they own and run a logging operation there. So I don't know if that's true or not. There's some really weird statues and symbols, rituals, entertainment, and like recreation that goes on there at the camp, during the camp. One being, and this is the weirdest, it's called Cremation of Care, which is a theatrical production written, produced, and performed by and for members. The performance is presented as an allegorical banishing of worldly cares for the members and to present symbolically the salvation of the trees. Which, if that makes sense to you, let me know. It involves men in dark-hooded robes bringing an effigy, which is like a 3D life-size sculpture of a person, which from the bit of footage that was secretly exposed, which I'll go into in a little bit, it doesn't look like a guy. It looks like a child, the statue does. And scarily, you really can't tell if it is just a dummy or if maybe it's real, allegedly, just saying, that is placed on an altar. Then at the end of the ceremony, the sculpture is set on fire. The cremation of this sculpture, I'm going to be doing this a lot, is to symbolize burning away all the dull cares and worries of the world. So again, if that makes sense to you, let me know. This ceremony takes place in front of this huge owl shrine. It's a 40-foot statue of an owl made of complete concrete and steel. The owl contains audio equipment, so during the ceremony, a recording is used to like voice the owl, which actually was voiced for a long time by Walter Cronkite. Music and pyrotechnics are used during this ceremony for like dramatic effect. So yeah, some of this was exposed. Alex Jones, actually, I know a lot of people hate him. I love him. Let's not get controversial, but just talking about it. Alex Jones actually snuck into the grove in 2000. He filmed this cremation ceremony. He also filmed the group, what looked like them worshiping the owl statue that they're referring to as Moloch, which is actually the Canaanite god associated with child sacrifice. So tell me why that's what they named it. And throwing what we hope were just more statues and dummies that look like children into a fire at the feet of the statue, kind of like a sacrifice. Which again, is kind of weird. During the video that Alex Jones took, which I'll put a little insert of it in here, when the hooded figures are talking about the sacrifice they're going to burn at the funeral pyre, they refer to it as a he, and they also call the statue, they say, the corpse, or the corpse of this man. So it just seems really weird that if they're using a dummy and it's all symbolism, why would they refer to it as a corpse? I don't know. Just strange.
By the power of your fellowship, dull care is slain. His body has been brought yonder from the funeral pyre to the joyous pipings of a funeral march. Our funeral pyre awaits the corpse of care.
There's so much satanic symbolism during this ritual. It's crazy. They say constantly over and over, "We do it for you, priests." And they're referring to priests who are at the event, which there were known satanic priests to attend Bohemian Grove. So were they talking to them? They also say things like, "We give sacrifice to fire," sounding like fire, meaning like Satan or hell. When they go to burn the dummy, a man actually screams, and then his voice turns into like this demonic sounding laugh. It's strange. And maybe like back in the day, this would have been like more normal, think of back in the day, weird things happen. This still happens to this day. Like, they met this year, and they still do this same thing. The club's patron saint is John of Nepomuk, who died rather than tell the secrets of his queen. So he wouldn't tell his secrets of his queen, and he just died. A wooden statue of him dressed in a robe with his index finger over his mouth stands at the grove, symbolizing the secrecy of the attendees of the grove that they are supposed to keep. So saying like, hey, this guy gave up his life in order to keep the secret, so you should too. The security at the grove is just as, if not more intense than regular restricted government areas. The Grove employs ex-military personnel to help them secure the area. They use high-end security equipment like thermal night vision cameras, motion detectors, and even vibration sensing alarm systems. During camp, there's even U.S. Secret Service members helping secure the area. So our tax dollars are going into this. Yeah, pretty crazy. Some of the most prominent members of the club, which I'm sure there's more, but these are just ones that actually have been found out, were George Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr., Newt Gingrich, Henry Kissinger, who I'm also going to do a video on soon, Richard Nixon, all the members of the Rockefeller, Rothschild, and Morgan families, which I'm also going to do a video on, Ronald Reagan, Theodore Roosevelt, and some who weren't verified members but have attended were Aleister Crowley, the Satanist, Walt Disney, Robert Kennedy, John McCain, Bill Clinton, and even Barack Obama. And a few of them were satanic priests, and a bunch more. So, yeah, it's just crazy. What do you guys think about Bohemian Grove? Do you think it's just some, like, weird, old men ritual that they've passed down through the lines, or do you think that something really strange is going on there? Sadly, a lot of these people that have attended have been known to have some pretty shady pasts, so, and like, why only men, and why do the statues look like children? And like I said with Fiona Barnett, she said that stuff went on, and it's, once you listen to her story, it's really hard to, like, if she's making that up, she has one of the most gross, insane imaginations ever. But definitely, if you can stomach it, listen to her story. But like I said, she talks about, like, child sacrifice, and not just rituals, like actual stuff, and cannibalism, and yeah, it's just crazy. She even talks about how she was forced to hook up or give herself to a president, and I think it was Richard Nixon, and also Billy Graham, who was like an evangelist. So yeah, if you do want me to do a video on her, let me know, and I can just try and subtly give the really bad details. But thankfully I'm not monetized yet, otherwise that video would definitely be demonetized, including this one probably. This one's probably still gonna get flagged because I'm talking about a conspiracy theory, but yeah, it definitely feels good to be back. If in my next video I'm wearing this shirt again, it's because I'm gonna film another video while I actually feel okay. Sorry again about my swollen face. I've really missed you guys. If you're excited I'm back and want more videos, give this one a thumbs up so I know, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.